back to another episode of Black Top here. It's Worlds in Our Day. Again, we talked about Lionel is taking a leave of absence. Man is a busy individual, so he let us do the virtual show for today. So Boston and Toronto, the number one and the number four seed, are currently in a 2-2 deadlock right now. Game five is tonight at 6:30. Boston took the first two games. Toronto took the last two. So, game five tonight. Who do you got winning tonight, our day? And overall, who do you think is going to win the series? Your take.
I still have Boston winning this series. They came out with a strong start, led the series 2-0, and then Toronto just came back. And I did say this past Sunday, I see it going game 6 or 7, probably game 7, because these two teams are very talented. They both play defense. They both have solid role players. They have solid young players. They're both evenly matched. Now, they both have advantages over each other, but it kind of offsets. So that's where I see it. This going game 7 because Boston, they have the guards, the guard group that Toronto can't match. Then Toronto has the bigs that Boston can't match. So it's like it kind of offset each other. So that's why I see it going to game 7. But I do think Boston's group of guards is going to end up being more powerful than Toronto's group of bigs, simply because it's Kemba, Tatum, all those guys like Hayward and what's the other guy? Who's the
Brown?
other? Yeah, Jaylen Brown. Those group of guys, I don't think Toronto's going to be able to keep up with them, especially as the series gets longer and longer. It's going to favor the more faster and, younger group in Boston. So that's why I have Boston taking this series, but this is going to be a tough one. And it's been a really great series so far.
Yeah, for me, it's tough to pick two. I'm still going to have to go with the defending champions, Toronto Raptors, just because they're still more of a collective group and they really lost, Kawhi. But I feel like they've kind of been a little bit better of a team because, again, really the nucleus is still there with Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Serge Ibaka, Marcus Gasol. With Boston, you took out a huge piece in Kyrie and you put in another a big piece in Kemba. So, but Kemba has adjusted really well to that offense. Again, they've been better with him. My only thing is that with Boston is a very gritty defensive team. They're going to be able to defend the threes. They're going to be able to defend the guards and the mid-range jump shot. But can Kemba keep up his hot start? Because the first 3-4 games, he's been red hot. He's been aggressive, attacking into the paint, getting those Toronto bigs, especially Marcus Gasol and Serge Ibaka, and even Siakam to a certain extent in foul trouble. On Toronto side of things, Siakam has not looked like that 4 or 5 year, $100 million man of that contract that he signed in the offseason. We all talked about how this was a big leap that Siakam was going to take. He's the number one option on the offensive side for Toronto. He struggled a little bit in this series, but maybe he could kind of pick things up. But I was looking right now, Toronto's biggest starting to get the groove of things, Serge Ibaka. He's looked a little better shooting, averaging about 13 points per game, 10 of 9 from the three-ball line. So he's starting to get his rhythm going. Gasol is really not known for scoring, but he's there more for his paint protection, his presence. Shot making is going to be a big thing too. Marcus Smart, man, believe he's shooting 11 of 20 from 3-point range, which is over 50%. Can he keep that up? I've never known as Marcus Smart to be, a consistent red hot 3-point shooter. He's mainly known for his defense, but if he could keep that up, Boston is going to win. But I don't think he will. I overall just see, just the Toronto's experience because again, they've been down 0-2 before against the East Conference last year against the top seed Bucks, and they came back. Granted, they did have Kawhi Leonard, but maybe what Kawhi Leonard, what he taught and brought to that team, is still with them. Now, the shot that OG Anunoby hit, that could be a huge momentum swing in play, and that might cause Boston the series because again, 0.5 seconds left to go. I don't know why Boston is in a 3-2 or 2-3 zone, why they're in zone defense when there's less than a second left to play on the clock. All you have to do is just make sure somebody doesn't have enough time to just grab it and shoot it. That's all they had to do. Make sure nobody has enough time to go like this and that, and you win the game. And they leave OG Anunoby wide open in the corner for a 3. I don't know if there was miscommunication on the defense from maybe a lot of people was blaming it on Jason Tatum because Jaylen Brown had to do a quick closeout and he almost got the shot. He almost blocked it this close. Maybe it was Brad Stevens told him to go to his own. I don't know. Number one thing is this. Why is Taco Fall, why is he protecting the inbounds from Kyle Lowry? I understand they didn't want Kyle Lowry to inbound the basketball, but the dude is like 10 feet away from him. You got to pressure Kyle Lowry so he doesn't even get a chance to inbound the basketball in the first place. I'm just going back to what happened in game 3.
I think that was more it was a great idea because obviously Taco Fall is humongous. So it was a great idea for them to do that, but you can tell they kind of it was like a last minute thing. They probably like, Taco, get in, just wave your hands up, and like they didn't, I think even though it kind of sounds silly, they probably should have explained to it more or prepared them for that situation to happen. Because Taco was probably just like sitting on the bench and out of nowhere you hear his name's getting called and stuff like that, So you could tell it was just poorly executed. But yeah.
It's like, bro, you got to be all up on him. Don't even let Kyrie even look at on the court. Like, dude, you 7'6", use your length. Be all up on him. Be as close to that out of bounds line as you can, so you don't even give him a chance to inbound the basketball. But I feel like that shot, which was lucky, I'm gonna call that luck. 0.5 of the 3, that is gonna be a huge momentum swinging play in Toronto's favor because we saw that they won Game 4. I believe now that gave Toronto some life. And the fact is, like, guys, we've been down 0-2 before last year, and we came back and won. Granted, we don't have the Finals MVP, but we have the rest of the nucleus here, and we keep in mind what he taught us: how to remain calm, cool, collected. Nick Nurse, he is I think he's a better coach than Brad Stevens because look what he did this year. I have to look what he did this year. Better record without Kawhi Leonard, number 2 in the Eastern Conference, and this team Toronto plays just as good as defense as Boston does. So they're a really good defensive team, and they spread the ball more. So I'm going to have to lean with Toronto just because of their experience that they've been here before. They've been out 0-2. That momentum swinging play with OG Anunoby hit that 0.53 left on the clock. I feel that just took Boston out of the picture. I'm going to have to go with Toronto. I still believe it's going to be a 7-game series, but I'm still going to have to go with Toronto. It's going to be tough, though. It's going to be these next 3-4 games is going to be back and forth.